Hello everyone and welcome to the Transit Nomad family Bukit Bintang footage Kuala Lumpur life vlog. Is it worth visiting? Before we get started, whether you're currently in Asia, Europe, USA or anywhere else, if you haven't done much long-term or long-distance traveling lately, I would like to challenge you to broaden your horizons and give it a try. When you visit new places, you might find yourself feeling happier and more fulfilled with new ideas, inspiration, and motivation to accomplish your life goals. And it's not just my personal opinion, it's actually confirmed by scientific research. In the worst case scenario, you'll just learn how to appreciate your home country more. Either way, it should be a win-win situation, and as an active traveler and business owner with experience, I might be able to assist you with trip planning, life coaching, and business consulting, with all the details available at buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad or through the link in the video description below. This is where you can also find lots of exclusive content on many different cities around the world, my secret tips, PDF guides, and the option to request a custom video on any topic that matters to you. With that being said, let's begin taking a little walk around, exploring this beautiful shopping mall. It's one of the most famous malls here in the city of Kuala Lumpur. It's called the Pavilion, and it's located in the heart of one of the most popular neighborhoods called Bukit Bintang. I do want to show you what it looks like, what it feels like exploring this neighborhood. We are going to start with a very scenic escalator ride downstairs, because right now we are one of the higher floors. We're gonna head down and you're gonna get to see the views that this mall has to offer. I think they are pretty impressive. And then we'll go outside and explore the area outside the mall, as well as some of the streets nearby. My goal is to show you the good parts and also the parts that are not so good, so you can have an idea what to expect if you choose to come to Kuala Lumpur, because it certainly is a city of contrasts. Some YouTubers might say that this is such a great, perfect city, and you can walk around and you can do anything you want, and it's very luxurious, but this only applies to the areas that are right next to these fancy shopping malls. But if you walk a little bit further away, most of the city is not like that. And especially when it comes to walking around, this can be really challenging because of the poor infrastructure for pedestrians. They don't always have sidewalks, they don't always have proper crossings, and even when they do have proper crossings, drivers don't always respect pedestrians. They don't want to slow down. It's not part of their local culture here. Maybe they don't enforce the rules, but drivers certainly feel like they own the road in this city, and it makes it really uncomfortable to walk around. At least for me, I've been staying here for a while, and this is one of the things that I did not appreciate about this city, unfortunately. But what I do appreciate is these beautiful, elegant malls that are so nicely designed. So let's take a look at the views as we ride this scenic escalator, so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. Wow. You can tell a lot of work went into designing something like this, and this mall is not just about shopping, it's also about exploring, spending quality time with your friends and family, taking photos, hanging out, having a good conversation. The mall has a lot of things to offer, and I love the way they design these malls with so many things to do inside, not just shopping. I really appreciate that, and that is one of the things you might end up doing a lot when you are in KL, because the weather is so hot. That is another thing that I should mention right away. If you like to explore the outdoors, if you like to walk around and check out city streets and maybe go to parks, if you like doing these kinds of things, it's kind of challenging to do in Kuala Lumpur, because it's very hot and very sunny during daytime, and then if it's not hot and sunny, then it's raining. Also, the rain is sometimes pretty heavy, and guess what? It's really difficult. It slows you down because you feel tired. If you are exposed to that heat for a while, you start feeling tired and you feel exhausted. You keep sweating the whole day. And then once you go indoors, it's super cold. Their air conditioning is cranked cranked up all the way. So this creates this kind of environment where it's easy to get sick, easy to get tired, and it's really difficult to explore the outdoors. This goes to show you that basically it is a very good, affordable destination. I'm going to talk about prices in a little bit, but if you like to spend time outdoors, it might not be the best choice because it's really challenging to explore the outdoors because of the weather and because of the difficulties that you might have to face when you are walking around because of their driver or car-centric culture here in the city. This area, Bukit Bintang, is actually one of the more pedestrian-friendly areas, and still, despite that, I'm feeling stressful when I walk around because I have to be extra careful. Even if I'm crossing the street at a green light, it doesn't mean that the cars are going to stop. Oftentimes they just keep going. They pretend that you're not there, and there have been many close calls when I almost got hit by cars that couldn't care less. At some point, I got so angry because the car was I was barely able to avoid it in the last moment. I hit it with my umbrella and I yelled at the driver and he just drove away. I wonder what would happen if things didn't work out this way. If I actually got hit, chances are maybe he would just drive away, and that's how it would end. But anyway, it is very stressful for pedestrians. If you like spending time indoors and you want to use taxis to go from A to B, then it's a totally different experience. If you are a person who likes to commute by cars, maybe this is a very good environment for you. But for people who like to walk around, I cannot recommend this city, unfortunately. Very beautiful installation for the holidays. I am very grateful that I'm still okay, and I'm being extra careful, hoping that I can just remain here until I go to Thailand, and then everything is fine, because I do feel that Bangkok is a little bit more friendly towards pedestrians. It still has a lot of problems. Bangkok is still one of the worst cities for walking around, but it's not as bad as Kuala Lumpur. You might want to keep that in mind when you choose which way you want to go. I do like these steps a lot. They are so shiny. I don't know if you can tell in the video. Not sure what kind of material it is, but it's really like shiny and glossy, and it feels really cool walking on them. Now we are about to exit the mall and start checking out the area outside. It is very hot outside, and there is a chance that my camera might overheat. If that happens and the video stops unexpectedly, I do apologize in advance, but I'm hoping that it's not too hot yet because it's morning time. So let's see how far we can go without shutting down because of the weather. And on this note, I do want to start talking about prices. This is where the city offers a really good value for visitors because everything is affordable. That includes transportation, entertainment, food, and most importantly, accommodations, because this is usually one of the bigger expenses when we travel, is paying for hotels or apartments. And here in Kuala Lumpur, there are lots of luxurious options that are really fancy, with very beautiful scenic city skyline views. And the place I'm staying also has a gym, it has a pool, it's a very spacious environment, lots of space for cooking, for doing work. I'm running my businesses from there, I'm having business calls. It's very quiet, very comfortable for a good night's sleep. There is a tour on my YouTube channel if you want to take a look at that place, and it's one of the best places I've ever stayed at. Nothing too crazy, but just really comfortable, and it feels a little bit elegant, and I don't have any complaints about it. And guess what? The price for everything that I mentioned is less than $35 per day, which is one of the cheaper places that I've ever stayed at. It's one of the best places and one of the cheapest places. And this goes to show you that basically Kuala Lumpur offers really good quality accommodations at very affordable prices. So if you want to stay in a really nice place for an affordable price, Kuala Lumpur is the place to come. Bangkok would charge approximately double or maybe even triple for something comparable in a comparable area. I'm staying right here in Bukit Bintang area, which is one of the most upscale areas that are friendly towards foreigners. You have lots of Western food and different kinds of sidewalks and things you can do to explore. Sidewalks are really important in Southeast Asia if you want to walk around. And in Bangkok, a comparable neighborhood would be maybe Asok or Asok or Siam. And the prices in those areas are usually double or triple of what you would pay here in Kuala Lumpur. So this city is definitely more affordable if you want to live in a more developed district like this. But if you're okay with more local areas, then Bangkok can be just as cheap, because the prices in those areas are a lot more affordable. But then again, you won't be able to take advantage of MRT or BTS, and then you have to use scooters for commuting. You won't be able to walk around as much unless you're okay just walking around on the road with the cars going past you at high speeds. For me, it's pretty uncomfortable. So I prefer to stay in developed areas like this. And this is where Bukit Bintang and Kuala Lumpur offer very good value. Out of all the cities I've ever visited in Asia, Europe, United States, this is definitely one of the most affordable cities, and also it offers some of the best accommodations. Malaysians were able to figure out how to build good quality accommodations that are really comfortable for people to stay at. Now we are approaching the entrance to their MRT station. MRT is like their metro or subway. Very clean and comfortable system. The trains are very impressive. Fairly good experience overall. You can pay with your credit cards at their vending machines. I did make a video about their public transport prices and how to use it, how to pay for it. If you want to take a look at it, feel free to look it up on my channel. The system offers good value, especially if you live next to MRT or LRT, or you have to go to places next to MRT or LRT. When it comes to buses, it's a little bit less reliable and less convenient because of traffic and because of low frequencies on many routes, and most importantly because you can't pay for it with credit cards and you can't pay for it with cash either. The only way to pay for it is to buy their local public transport card, which needs to be purchased separately before riding the bus, and it costs extra. It costs almost $3 which is 10 Malaysian ringgits, and you have to load money onto it before you're able to actually board the bus, which makes buses a lot less accessible to most people who are visiting for a few days and don't need to buy their local public transport card. Sometimes it takes a very long time to wait for the light to turn green, so people have to go like this. At this intersection, I was standing here for, I'm not sure exactly how long it was. It was definitely more than 5 minutes, possibly 7 minutes waiting for the light to turn green. And this is one of the better areas for walking around. And you can see that it still has issues like this because the lights, they are not functioning properly. Maybe they did it like this on purpose to let the cars keep going. But it takes a very long time to wait. And then even when the light is green, some scooters, motorcycles, or cars that are turning, they might still go as they please without any regard or respect towards pedestrians. So This is something that needs to be taken into consideration for people who want to consider coming here, because you're paying less for your accommodations, you're staying in a good place, but once you start walking around and exploring, you realize that this city is a challenge because it's so hot, you're sweating all over the place, and then when you want to walk around, you have to stand at these kinds of intersections, not sure if it's ever gonna turn green, and if you find a crossing, you're lucky. Some places where you need to cross, there is no way to cross at all. There is no bridge, there is no a proper crossing. You just have to go around like all the way over there, maybe walk 5, 7, 10 minutes and then go walk 5, 7, 10 minutes back, unless you just want to take your chances and run across the road. They didn't think about people walking too much when they were building their city. I think it's mainly for cars, and this basically makes it really uncomfortable for pedestrians. I keep repeating that over and over again because it's something that affects me every single day, and it makes me want to go out less because it's not the most enjoyable experience, especially after coming here from Singapore. In Singapore, the pedestrian infrastructure is a lot better. Also, all the other cities that I have visited in Asia, Hong Kong, Shanghai, Taipei, Seoul, Tokyo, they are better in terms of their pedestrian infrastructure, and in terms of activities and things to do and places to visit and the overall environment, the city energy, the vibe. I would choose to go to those places before going to Kuala Lumpur. But if you've already been to all those places and you want to see something new, or if you cannot afford going to those places, this is where Kuala Lumpur becomes a really good budget-friendly option. I did also want to mention that you should buy an insect repellent spray before you come here. This is really important, or as soon as you get here, buy it and spray it right away, because I didn't do that and I got bitten all over my face, all over my body. I'm pretty sure you can tell I have all these marks everywhere, and that's why I have to wear glasses and my hat and limit my time outdoors and use creams, trying to heal it, hoping that it gets better within a few days. But it's really just easy to get bitten by their mosquitoes or their ants. Something to be aware of. Use that instant insect repellent spray that you can purchase at Watson's or 7-Eleven or a local pharmacy. Hopefully you won't have to deal with this issue. But we need to be fair and also talk about some of the good things. Outside of their driving culture, I found Malaysian people to be very kind and very friendly and very helpful. There have been a few situations when I needed some help, and even when I didn't need help, people would always try to double check with me if there was anything I need. For example, when I was crossing the street, not crossing the street, I needed to cross the mall to the other side of the mall, and the mall is like very wide, so it takes a while to go around the mall. It's much faster to go through the mall, and the mall was already closed. The security guard offered to let me through. He opened the whole mall for me, basically. Opened the doors, like it was already shut down completely. He pulled up the door, let me in, and then pulled up the other door on the other side and let me out on the other side. That was so kind. He could have told me to just go and walk around, but he was very kind and willing to help. Also, when I was buying things at stores or markets, or going to pharmacy, or paying for public transport, even the bus drivers, they saw I don't have their local public transport card, they just let me in. So many different kinds of situations that proved that Malaysian people are very kind and helpful, and also flexible with their own rules if they see that you need some help. Also, their attitude is really good. They are like happy and grateful to have you. This is also something that's kind of important, I feel. When you want to feel welcome, it makes you enjoy your stay, your trip more. In some other countries I have visited, the local attitude is not quite friendly as I feel here in Malaysia. So this is one of the good things. Also, their architecture is quite good overall. Of course, if you don't include these kinds of streets, that's what I was talking about, that I wanted to show you both parts of the city, because there are a lot of really older buildings and a lot of side streets with some trash and rats running around. This is also something that you might find in KL. So just keep that in mind, that it's a city of contrast. You're gonna find all kinds of things, not just the fancy streets, especially if you like to explore. Maybe if you just stay indoors the whole time, then it's not gonna be an issue. But if you explore and walk around like me, then you're gonna see a little bit of everything. Going back to the good stuff, I started talking about the architecture, because they have different cultures represented here. They have different kinds of religious buildings that are really cool to look at, and they also have cool interior as well that are it's really cool checking them out. Also, the city skyscrapers, the modern skyscrapers, are really nice. They know how to build really nice modern buildings that blend different styles, and also use some plants on some of the skyscrapers, which creates this really nice fusion of a building with a garden. I really like that. And also some really nice historic buildings. Of course, these are not as nice, but these are historic buildings. I guess they are pretty old. You can see this street is pretty nasty. And you can see this infrastructure, this stuff is really, it looks messed up. And this is still Bukit Bintang area, just so you know. And that's part of this neighborhood also. We just walked 5 minutes from the MRT stop, and that is what we see here. I should probably mention about what kind of payment methods they accept. If you want to get something to eat, you sometimes need to have cash. They don't accept credit cards everywhere, so it's good to have local cash. If you want to pay for their bus, they don't accept cash. They also don't accept credit cards. They only accept their local public transport card. And some businesses accept only credit cards. So you always need to have both cash and credit cards with you. Otherwise, you may or may not be able to pay. This looks like a dead end. Yeah, I think this gives you a really good idea of the city contrast. We started at a fancy mall, and now we are walking on these kinds of streets, so you can see exactly what you can expect in KL. And with that being said, as a friendly reminder, I'm currently in East and Southeast Asia for a few months, and during this time I'm recording lots of exclusive content comparing many different cities in the region to help you decide which ones you should visit, while also saving you lots of time and money with practical tips on how to get the most out of your trip. For example, Singapore is one of the most expensive destinations in the world, but I know a way how you can save hundreds or maybe even thousands of dollars when visiting Singapore, and it's not something that others talk about on YouTube or other online platforms. So head over to buymeacoffee.com/transitnomad using the link below and donate any amount of your choice, no matter how big or how small, to get access to my most helpful exclusive content that covers Singapore, Kuala Lumpur, Bangkok, Hong Kong, and many other cities in Asia, Europe, and the United States. Now we need to cross the street, and there is no way to cross the street legally here because there is no pedestrian crossing, and it looks like we have to just go like this. And then over here, same thing. It's good, it's not that busy right now. You can see all these buildings, some newer buildings, some older buildings. Definitely a city of contrasts. And this is again Bukit Bintang area, one of the fanciest and highest rated neighborhoods in this city. Thank you everyone for watching, commenting, liking and subscribing. I appreciate you being a part of the Transit Nomad family and look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye bye.